we got some new engine mounts, baby. Welcome back to episode 8 of the 8th gen Civic build, boys. In today's episode, we are gonna knock out all of the engine mounts. We were lucky enough that BullBoost Performance reached out to us and they sent us out a full set of engine mounts for these things. So they seem super heavy duty steel, and the mounts are all billet mounts. So let's get these things opened up and then we can figure out where they go. First little bag looks like there is a bunch of bolts and maybe a little washer thing. We'll set those to the side for now. Not sure what this bracket is for, but we'll figure it out. Got a big old bracket here. I'm gonna assume this one goes down there, but I'm not 100% sure. Another bracket. They're all nice and powder coated black right out the box, which is nice. Now for the actual mounts. First box. This is all packaged nice. I already opened this one, but these things look super clean. Nice CNC billet mounts. I'm gonna safely assume these are some polyurethane bushings in these, but they look like they're gonna be stiff. Oh, this one looks like we're gonna know where it goes. Damn, this is gonna be shiny. They all say BullBoost on them. Sick, dude. These are honestly way too nice for this car. Now we got a nice little bracket. What is this bracket for? Somewhere down there, maybe? I don't know. Let's dig into it. So this is all of the engine mount parts laid out nicely on a table. It looks like they come with all the mounting hardware you need, all the mounts and all the brackets that you're gonna need to install these things. So if you guys are looking to get your own parts off of BullBoost Performance's website, why would you pay full price? Everyone likes getting stuff cheaper. So you can use the discount code Daniel10. It will save you 10% off of literally anything on the website. They got steering wheels, engine mount kits, sidewinder manifolds, turbos. They got freaking everything there. So now that we know what the engine mounts look like, we gotta figure out where they go. So the engine mounts that I can see on this car is there is one on this side here, right under the turbo. There's one there, and then I know that there's another mount underneath, kind of right by the passenger side axle. And I think that's it. That should be all three. But to get things kicked off, I'm gonna pull the turbo back off this thing, pull this whole ECU out, the battery bracket, all that stuff, just because I was testing it for mock-up purposes. And then we're gonna start with the mount on this side, which is the driver's side. First engine mount is in, and damn does she look good. It was a lot more of a pain in the butt to get installed than I thought it was gonna be though. What we ended up doing was we pulled out the whole fuse box assembly with the ECU, fuse box, everything in that area got pulled out. We pulled this bracket out and the bracket that holds the fuse box out so we could get at everything. There's two bolts on the top of the bracket that mounts to the frame of the car. Those two bolts on that top bracket that are back there, you gotta use the two bolts that come in the kit. I don't have any left here, but they're two short ones. This decently long one, you gotta use for the mounting bracket on the back of the engine right down there. Then the two studs, you use the regular nuts. And then there is a bolt that's hiding way down under there that bolts into the side of the frame on this black bracket. On that one, it's an absolute pain in the dick to get in, but you gotta put that one in first before you put the two top ones in, or else you're never gonna get it in. And you gotta use the factory bolt that was originally there in that hole. Then the other factory bolts that were with it, which are these two long guys that were for the bracket that bolts down, they went in those two holes on the stock one, and the nut that holds the stock bushing on and the stock plate. That's all spare parts now. You don't need it anymore, because now we got a nice billet engine mount. The other thing I want to mention, and what you guys are probably going to be just as confused as I was on, there is a mounting point right here on the BullBoost bracket for the ECU bracket. It's an M10 by 125 bolt. You're gonna have to rethread this little mounting point. I just ran a tap down it because they powder coated the whole thing and got powder coat in the threads, so it did bind up when I was putting it in, so I had to run a tap through there to clean it up nice. Then the other two things that you're gonna have to relocate are the bracket for your clutch slave line, which it's really convenient. Actually, under the shift linkage, we pull this back, you can see that there is a 10mm bolt right there. That's actually a bracket for this wire harness, but all you got to do is just move the clutch slave line bracket over to there. You're gonna have to hit it with a pry bar and bend it around a bit to make it nice, but you move it to there and it actually gives you way more clearance for this intercooler pipe. Now, as you can see with the intercooler pipe up, you got way more room to move it around there. Before, it was always hitting it. So now that we got that sorted, the next thing is this ground wire usually bolts right up to a bracket that sits right here. And honestly, this kit comes with these two little pieces right here, which I'm assuming we're supposed to go underneath the nut, and then you're supposed to bolt that ground strap and the slave cylinder bracket to these. But these are like an M4 thread versus the M6 thread for the bolts that usually go on there. So that didn't work. So I just relocated that, and then I'm probably just gonna build my own longer ground strap so that we can get a good ground from the transmission to the body of the car. But we're gonna worry about that later. Now we are gonna move on to this top engine mount over here, which hopefully shouldn't be too bad. I don't know if this bracket is supposed to be for that one. Also not sure what this bracket is for. So we'll see what happens. That took a lot of struggling and a lot of loosening off bolts to realign holes to make that work, but we got both upper engine mounts in. Now, like I was saying on this one about relocating that clutch sleeve line, that works perfect, but I figured out what those two little washer hoops are, and they're for the grounds on both upper engine mounts, for that one and for this one. But here's the kicker. This is what happens sometimes when you get a little bit of a cheaper product. This stuff still does seem really good quality, like the machining's good on it. It's just the fitment isn't 100% when installing. You gotta kind of wiggle stuff around to make the threads line up so you're not cross-threading bolts in and stuff. So one thing I will suggest if you guys are installing these kits is to really take your time doing this. Don't just like get a bolt threaded in 2 threads by hand and then try and gun it in. You're gonna cross-thread stuff. These engine mounts take a lot of tightening stuff up and then loosening and wiggling it around to get another bolt to line up. But trust me, no matter how much you're swearing at it, they do fit eventually. So with these pieces here, your factory ground bolts are M6 by 1.0. That's pretty much the standard for all Japanese or any import vehicles. All small ground bolts are M6 by 1.0. These are threaded to like M5 by something. I don't even know what these are threaded to, honestly. But I know that the factory ground bolts don't fit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drill these out, and then we're gonna tap them to M6 by 1.0 so that we can run the factory size ground bolts. And it took me a while to kind of figure out where all the engine mounts went, but I did it all on my own, no instructions, nothing. It's very self-explanatory if you take your time with it. If you're trying to rush this, don't, because you're probably gonna learn about 4 or 5 new cuss words, I say. Because it's not fun. So if you look at the left engine mount here, there's a big old stud right there. If you look at the right engine mount here, there's also a big old stud there. That is where both of these little ground extension pieces are gonna go. Because as you can see, we got a ground wire right there. And on the other side, we got a ground wire right here. And conveniently, there is 2 of these. The only other bolt that I have not used yet is this guy right here. But what I ended up doing on this mount, and just for reference for you guys so that you can do the same thing, the 2 bolts that mount on that bracket right there that go to where that old engine mount went, this is now a solid bracket. I use the factory bolt up top right there. And then those 2 lower bolts, those are actually 2 bolts that came with my Radium TGV deletes for my Subaru, but they are M8 by 1.25. These are the bolts that come in the kit. They are way too short for you to even try and grab them because the bracket is not really bent properly on the BullBoost bracket. So you kind of got to get a longer bolt so you can get them threaded by hand and then suck it tight so it bends the bracket tight. So these bolts at this point are essentially spare bolts for another time. And that is why we have bins like this to keep those in. Because if I wouldn't have saved those 2 M8 by 125 bolts for my Radium TGV deletes, I wouldn't have had bolts to put in here right now. Where it mounts to the engine, I use the factory nut and the factory bolt. Although that factory nut needs to come off still because we're gonna install that washer so we can get the ground cable on there. Then on this little 3-piece bracket right here, you just use the factory bolts on all 3 of them, but you will have to re-tap the threads on the BullBoost bracket because like I said, there's a bunch of powder coat on them and they do not thread on nice. Then for the 2 lower bolts, I took a really long extension in a 19 mil. You can't really see down there unless I really get the light in there. You can kind of see the bolt down there, but it's really blurry. I believe those are actually 17 mil bolts, but I use the factory ones. And then the bolt that runs through here, to get that in, you actually have to run it underneath those ABS lines. So it kind of ran underneath here and then into the bracket. And then I just use a 19 mil wrench on the backside with the lock nut that is supplied with the BullBoost kit. And you do have to add washers onto pretty much any bolt that doesn't have a washer face on it. Like you guys can see here with mine, I used the BullBoost bolt, but I did put a washer on it because the BullBoost kit does not come with washers. So before we hop underneath the car and we get that little dog bone engine mount installed underneath, I want to get the upper engine mounts 100% finalized so I never have to touch them again. So we are going to get these drilled out and we're going to get them tapped to an M6 by 1.0. We're going to drill this out with a 3/16 drill bit because that is the size you need for M6 by 1.0. And it should drill out pretty easy because we're close to that size. Like that. Now we get our M6 by 1.0 tap, put pressure on it and turn at the same time, and it should start to grab and cut. Again, with the tap, make sure you're going in straight. Give about one full turn and then back it off a quarter turn and just keep going back and forth until you're all the way through and the threads are nice and smooth. And then once you pass all the way through it, you should be able to just keep spinning. We're gonna ride this thing right out now and then we'll test out our M6 bolt and see if she threads in. And she does. Let's go, baby. Now it does have a little bit of a rough edge on both sides, so I'm just gonna go to the wire wheel and clean that up. But now we can thread in the factory M6 bolts and we can get our grounds secured on both engine mounts. Mint. Ooh, no! Other thing I'm going to mention while we're still up top doing upper engine base stuff, both grounds are on and they look super good. Got the one on the passenger side and the one on the driver's side, pretty much OEM spec. And then our relocated slave cylinder line. So that mount is 100% done. This mount is 100% done. But one thing that's bugging me is the way that this factory block heater cord was routed. I don't really want it to be showing up top. So now that we don't have a huge engine mount in the way here, I could tuck it in behind this engine mount and make it nice and clean under the ABS module and have it come out right here to my front bumper. Because we are going to be driving this car in the winter and she's going to be the daily. So I got to make sure everything is functional. Now both engine mounts up top are 100% done. I wasn't able to actually route the harness underneath because the end of the block heater is too big to fit through all the holes. So I just routed it on top, but we cleaned it up a whole bunch. You can't even really see it anymore other than in one spot. So that's perfect. Now in our whole mess of tools here, we got one more engine mount to go. And this is the dog mode engine mount that is on the bottom of the engine. And I'm pretty sure this one bolts right to the lower oil pan if I'm not mistaken. Let's go check it out. It is going to be super tight to film under here, but you guys can see the mount right there, right by your engine oil drain plug. It looks like there's a 19 mil bolt that runs through the bottom, 19 mil bolt on the side, and then a bunch of 17s that hold the bracket, which I have a feeling you're definitely gonna have to take out the bracket and unbolt that from the oil pan in order to get this out, or else you're gonna fight it like crazy. And there's a bolt on that far side up by the subframe there. If I remember correct from doing the clutch on this thing, that one was a nightmare. So it's super tight under here, but I'm just gonna set the camera up on a good old time lapse and you guys probably won't see anything, to be honest with you, because we are still working on the ground because we gotta finish this build before we can go to the new shop with the lift. So we got tight spaces under here. All right, we got our first piece of this stuff that did not fit. No matter what I did, I could not get this dog bone mount to fit into the factory bracket. As you guys can see, this piece fits nice and snug perfectly into there. It's nice and perfectly machined. This one, on the other hand, as you guys can see, I've already ground the side pieces of the bushing down because these were like out to here. They were so freaking big. I had to get a caliper out and actually measure. And this one is about 2.4 inches. You guys can see that, 2.43. This one here, right out of the box, was about 2.7. So this one was about 3/10 wider than the stock mount. So it literally did not fit. Now I got this ground down. I might honestly go a little bit more, but if I orientate it right, it's a nice snug fit in there. Then you'll tighten the bolt up and she'll squeeze perfectly. So don't just grind this down with these end caps in the mount, because it did not go well for me. It ended up melting some of the bushing. It is still okay. It's still nice and snug in there. Like, I can't get these out unless I actually hold it and wiggle back and forth. I can get them out. But as you guys can see, I got a little bit trigger happy and it melted the bushing a little bit. But that's okay. The cap still fits nice and snug in it. All you got to do is pop the bushing out, pop the cap out, put the cap in a vise, grind her down nice and smooth. Use a wire wheel because it is aluminum to smooth it out. But now we got her set good, so I'm gonna get these bushings back in there. And now we can go get it installed in the car after I just fought with it for like 15 minutes. The fact that we had to grind those down is a little sus. But like I said, it's a budget build and we are using every single budget part that we got. And we're gonna see how they work.
If this video was not edited, you guys would see this. I've literally been here for 10 minutes trying to wiggle this thing in, and this is so frustrating. No matter how many times I put it in or out, I don't know which way is the best way to put it in. I'm trying to do this without the bushings in there now, and then I'll push this out of the way, and then try and push the bushings in once the mount's in. I think we got her. Finally, we are gonna get all these bracket bolts hand bombed in first. Wow, that does not line up at all either. Unless I pry the shit out of this. Oh, that one hurt. There we go. Now we just gotta tighten up all of the bracket bolts with wrenches because you can't get anything else on them. I'm not gonna go overly tight with these. Double wrench and push once or twice. That's why I didn't want to do that. Oh, I just broke my knuckles. I'm so tired, man. I'm ready to just go to bed. That one's tight. Fuck you. I'm done. Well, she's in. It is kind of ghetto that we had to shave those bushings down, but as you guys can see from down here, they are nice and tight on both sides because we measured them. So all three engine mounts are officially installed. Now I started getting a little carried away running hoses and stuff like that in the engine bay for evap, fuel, coolant, and the brake booster. And I am going to try and find the best possible way and the cleanest possible way to route all the hoses in this engine bay off camera, and then I'm gonna show you guys next video. So that's gonna be it for this one. Peace out, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something today, because I know I did. I can't wait for this car to run.